Which postures might have contributed to your sciatica in the first place? Coming up. There are certain postures that can lay the foundation for sciatica symptoms to come up in your body. And if you're trying to get yourself out of sciatica symptoms, you're going to want to stop allowing yourself to kind of come to or rest in these particular postures. So I'm going to talk about the two most common postures that contribute to sciatica, can lead to you having sciatica in the first place, and that can foster the symptoms being stuck in your body and maybe making it harder for you to feel well. So one of the main causes of sciatica, and you may understand this from some other videos before, is understanding that when the pelvis gets out of line, side to side, when there's what's called a lateral tilt, that also indicates that there's a curvature in the lumbar spine. And it might be curving out to one side more than the other, kind of crunching this side and fanning open on that side. That's also going to indicate one hip will sit higher than the other when that's happening in the lumbar spine. And that's the perfect setup for sciatica symptoms. The sciatic nerve kind of roots get kind of pushed out, the discs can kind of press into the sciatic nerve, leading to true sciatica. And what you may also be aware of at this point is that if you have one hip sitting higher than the other, it could also lead to false sciatica symptoms. So that's the subject of a whole other video. But either way, one hip is sitting higher than the other and that spine is curving more to one side than the other. So the two main causes of this that I've seen over and over again is standing with your weight on one leg or standing off to one side. Welcome to the world. 98% of people in the world do this, right? And so we have a tendency, most of us, to stand with our weight more to one side than the other. Well, you can see that when I do that, this hip sits up a lot higher, this hip drops. When that happens, I'm curving that spine. It's kind of right now opening out to that side. This side's getting crunched, this side's getting pushed out, and that can lead to my sciatica types of symptoms. So standing with the weight on one leg is going to set you up for sciatica. So if you're healing your sciatica, you want to try to stand with your weight evenly distributed between the two sides so that you're not constantly kind of putting your spine and putting the conditions of sciatica into your body. So standing with your weight on two legs, the way to fix that, standing with your weight on one leg kind of leads to sciatica symptoms so much of the time. Now, the other really common posture that causes or contributes to sciatica symptoms is sitting with one leg crossed over the other habitually. So most of us, often we've learned, especially ladies, to sit properly with our legs crossed. And as you can see here, if I cross my right leg over my left, I'm going to be pushing that right hip higher. I'm going to be sitting with that right hip higher. I'm going to be fanning my spine open to the left and setting up the conditions for sciatica in my body. So the two positions, standing with the weight on one side and also crossing the legs. Those two are the most common postures that lead to sciatica symptoms. And coming soon, I'm going to give a talk on positions that make your sciatica worse. These are definitely included, but other positions that can contribute to the worsening of your symptoms. So don't cross your legs, stand with your weight evenly on 2 feet, and feel well.